Welcome. We are here today with two guests to discuss gratitude and the grateful heart. My name is Loretta Depke-Zerbo, and I'm lucky enough to be working here at the Starting Point. I would like to introduce both of our guests as we start the conversation about gratitude and the thankful heart. Today we have Erica Moline and her mom, Kathy Moline, who is also a practitioner here at the Starting Point. So let's jump right in and talk about how we feel gratitude is similar to, and I don't know if you guys agree, but I always think of gratitude as the physical exercise of the mind. It's just keeping us in shape. So Erica, do you want to add to your introduction here? I really didn't introduce you properly.
That's all right. So like she said, my name's Erica. I am what I consider on a healing journey. I have a lot of past experience with mental health struggles, including eating disorder, OCD, anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation. And gratitude is something that has really been a factor in my recovery journey. And I really liked how you framed it, Loretta, and that it's an exercise because I think that gratitude very much is something that you do, not necessarily something that you always are, but it's something that you can continuously practice. So I really enjoyed the way you framed that.
Well, thank you. I just enjoyed the way you reframed it because I think it's really important, and gratitude is so different for each one of us. So I think that was perfect. Kathy, what would you like to add?
Well, thank you, Loretta. Thank you for having both of us. I think this is a really great topic, especially this time of year. So I want to say to you, I'm grateful that you're allowing both of us to be on this podcast and just share our feelings because I, for one, feel extremely grateful right now. And I haven't always felt really grateful. So the fact that we're talking about this now I love it. So thank you.
Kathy, I would love you to continue from there. Why are you feeling so grateful? Or maybe we should take a step back, and why are there times when you don't feel grateful and need to sort of work through that?
Well, I think as we continue to talk, and Erica and I will share little bits and pieces of our journey together, and hopefully we'll be able to talk more about our journey in other segments. But it's been a very challenging years for us. Erica, how many years would you say?
Oof, going into ancient history. So probably like I would say at least probably 15 maybe, since things really started not being great.
Right.
For perspective purposes, are you willing to share your age, Erica?
Yes, I am 27, just turned 27. I had to think about that for a second.
So your struggle started in puberty?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
great time of year, like puberty right there.
okay, good. So Kathy, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but
No problem. I have been a therapist. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I've been with Starting Point. I've been so fortunate to be with Starting Point for a number of years. I love it here. I'm so grateful for the clients that I have, my peers, my coworkers here, you and Vince. So much gratitude there. I think this is such an important topic for me right now because I feel I've been on the journey of recovery of codependency as Erica's been on the journey of her recovery. So we've had many ups and downs, back and forths, but I feel extremely grateful because Erica has really taken responsibility for her recovery, which has given me some space to breathe. And because I've been on my journey of codependency, the two of us have oh God, we've waxed and waned. We've made mistakes. I, for one, have made multiple mistakes on parenting and, you know, just trying to give her space to go through her recovery. So for me, gratitude has not been easy. I am a very grateful person in moments of acts of kindness. If somebody holds a door for me, or somebody smiles, or a gift, I'm very grateful. And maybe I'll have a mood where I can hold some gratitude. I can stay in a positive place. But for me, it hasn't been natural over the years because I've been in so much fear. And just fear is the biggest word I can think of right now when it comes to not being able to notice the things that I really could be grateful for. So, which is your family and like having a roof over your head and those things that, you know, family and friends are wonderful things that you can be grateful for. But when you're in a space, and I think maybe listeners, hopefully people will be able to understand, when you're not in a good space with what's ever going on in your life, the practice of gratefulness is not easy. So
I love that you say that because you're right. We all can do those acts of kindness. Thank you for opening the door. Thank you for picking that up. Or thanks for making me laugh today is something I always realize I use because sometimes the stuff that crosses my desk is not funny. So, I mean, I really appreciate you saying that. When you hear your mom talk, Erica, where is your journey compared to hers in gratitude?
Yeah, so basically coming onto this podcast today, the main thing that kept on flashing through my head is that I'm just very grateful to be in a place where I can practice gratitude because honestly, I wasn't always that way. I could acknowledge that I had things to be grateful for, but if you don't feel genuine gratitude, it makes you feel like you're a bad person. Because when you're in the depths of like an eating disorder, or if someone's in the crux of like addiction or something like that, it's hard to feel something like gratitude when you feel so terrible. And kind of like akin to depression, like the best thing for someone that's depressed is to like go outside and like get some exercise, do this, do that. But because you have depression, it's the hardest thing to do. It's the same thing I feel like with gratitude. When you're in addiction or in eating disorder or OCD spiral or something like that, you can be so far into it and acknowledge that even though you have something to be grateful for, you can't bring yourself to practice gratitude in that moment. So right now, that I'm in a healthy enough space to practice gratitude is what I'm so thankful for this year, because last year, the year before that, I remember this time of year being like, I was sitting at home because I was too afraid to go see my family. And I was just sitting at home thinking, I have a family I can go to and I'm not seeing them. I feel like a terrible human being because I have so much to be grateful for, and yet I can't practice the things that I can't actually feel the gratitude. And it's very hard and kind of trippy to think about when you're grateful, but you don't feel grateful. It's very difficult.
It's
And
like
I think
yourself if you're not, right?
Yeah. And I think, Mom, you kind of touched on it, is that gratitude isn't intuitive. It's not something that we necessarily as humans are like designed to do. We kind of as humans are prone to think of what we don't have. And so it is actually something that you have to consciously and put an effort into doing. And like I said, if you have depression, if you're in an addiction, that effort seems really, really hard. So I'm just grateful that I can now do these exercises in gratitude. I have enough of the energy, the mental capacity to do that, where these last couple holiday seasons, I have not been in that place.
So this is wonderful. You are going to have a wonderful holiday, right? And
Yes.
Mom, you too.
Yeah, this is really different for us. And I think here's where gratitude and hope, and maybe I hope the listeners can maybe get something from this, because Erica and I are sitting here today with you, Loretta, talking about how grateful we are. And we didn't, I don't know about you, Erica, but there were many holidays and many days and many years that I didn't think we could get here. So I'm hoping that the listeners, if you're not in a good space or if you're going through a difficult time, hold on, because you don't know what positive things are going to come your way. Because for us to be sitting here together, Erica, talking about this wasn't even in our radar last year.
No, we had, full disclosure, both of us had a very miserable Christmas last year, and we're not in good spaces, either of us.
I think that's what for me is so amazing. You know, full disclosure, we talked prior to this podcast, and you were both at our 5K race, and I saw how you interact. And to me, you say that, and I'm sitting here thinking, I can imagine the closeness or the caring that you both express of each other is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I think all of us would love that relationship with our child or our adult child. Sorry.
Oh, I'm still her child. Till the day I die, I am my mother's child.
That's true.
And I am grateful for that.
Okay.
And it wasn't always that way.
But
Because,
that is really, it's just a beautiful thing to see. So what I would like to say here is I'm really grateful that you have the opportunity to share this, because what both of you are saying really does give hope. Gratitude, I guess, cannot be forced. I remember the gratitude journals where thank you for a roof over my head and thank you for, the food that I ate. Even though I realized that I should be full of gratitude for that, it was, what was next? Where was, the world and life just interrupted? And it doesn't have to. We need to take that breath. What else would you like to talk about as far as gratitude is concerned? And Kathy, I'm interested from the codependency angle, because we always talk gratitude and recovery, but how has that impacted your recovery?
So I think, my father was an abusive alcoholic. I became the parentified child young. So I have a lot of trauma in my history. So I grew up having to take care of my siblings, and I had a lot of responsibility. So when my husband and I got married and we had our children, I didn't want to be that hovering on top of my kids' parent. I was parenting, and I was involved, but both my husband and I, we just weren't those parents. And I have another daughter, so both of my daughters, high functioning, good grades, athletes, all around great. So when this whole issue with Erica surfaced, with the anxiety and eating disorder and everything that went along with that, based on her treatment, we were forced to become very involved in her life, planning her meals, watching what she was doing. It was intense. So we became those parents that were really top of everything, which I think, Erica, if I can speak for you, you hated that.
I can't believe that, Eric.
Yeah.
Right. So there flared, I think, my codependency. I think based on my history, my childhood history, I was bred in a home where I was a codependent. I was a people pleaser. I was a caretaker. I was all of those things, but it didn't really surface until we got thrown into this world of, mental illness. And of course, being a mom, never really having to deal with this from a mom perspective, I just, I really didn't know what to do. So I just became overly involved, watching everything, overly anxious, depressed myself, scared to ever loving death that something was going to happen to her. And through all my schooling and everything, it came down to I wrote a paper in school and it had this aha moment where I was like, wow, if I couldn't save my father, I mean, am I going to be able to save my daughter? So for me, the codependency came about saving my daughter. And because I was deathly afraid I was going to lose her. And this went on for a number of years. And I lost myself in the throes of her mental illness. And that was, oh my God, very difficult.
When you counsel others, do you talk about, what you can't save someone, you can help them along their journey, but it's hard when it's you, isn't it?
It really is. I've used all that I have been through as a way to connect to my clients. Because of Erica, honest to God, because of Erica and all that she's been through, I have learned so much about myself, about codependency, about addictions, about mental illness that you can't learn through a book. You just can't. You could go to school and you could get your degrees, but to live it personally is amazing. And because of all of Erica's struggles, I have been able to identify my codependency issues. She challenges me. She challenges me to step back and take care of myself. So there again is my gratitude, because my daughter, Erica, has been my greatest teacher. And we have had to learn how to create boundaries for ourselves, each of us, and adhere to them. We have had to learn how to speak to each other in a way that's healthy. So, I mean, Loretta, I could just go on and on about the amount of gratitude that I have for, oh God, all the pain. Out of all of this pain, today I sit with, like, I could tear up right now. Such joy deep down in my soul, gratitude for where I am and where she is today. She's the bravest person that I know.
There you go, Erica. How do you follow that one?
As much as I can't be the bravest person you know, because you are the bravest person I know, because I know it couldn't have been easy, and I know that we've gotten a lot better with our communication. I know a lot about what you went through as a kid, but I can bet all the money in my pocket that there's so much I still don't know. And you got through it, and you have become such a great therapist because of it, and you've been such a great mom because of it. And that is something I am really grateful for. And honestly, I wasn't grateful for that before, because I wanted a mom that didn't care. I wanted a mom that would just butt out and kind of like let me self-destruct. That was probably one of the things I was so conflicted with these past couple of holidays. I was upset because I knew that my not being at the holidays was impacting you. And I just wanted you not to care about me. I wanted you to kind of just write me off like as a lost case. I didn't want to be a factor, and that kind of led me to even more self-destruction, like thinking that I was a burden to other people, I was a burden to this world and things like that. But now I recognize how fortunate I am that you never gave up on me, that dad never gave up on me, that my sister never gave up on me. And that is a privilege that I am so glad that I can now recognize for the privilege that it is, because I know so many people, and I've known so many people in treatment who have not been as fortunate as I have been. So I'm so thankful for you to be holding this space for us, Loretta. And I want to also acknowledge that there is a lot of room for grief in the world of gratitude as well, because two things can exist at the same time. You can be in a horrible place, but that doesn't mean there isn't gratitude there. It just might not be there yet, because I didn't think that gratitude would ever come back last year, but it did. So people that are struggling right now, even if it feels impossible, it like, I guarantee that there is some way it can come back. I just want that to kind of be the overall takeaway, because again, I don't want to ramble too much, but I know that at rock bottom, it feels like rock bottom, and that there's no stairs to get out of rock bottom. You literally have to climb your way out. But
You are just giving me such
yeah.
a vivid picture, you know?
Yeah.
I hope everyone is feeling that too.
Yeah. So, and like I said, like when you're in that rock bottom, it's like, I don't have time to think about who I'm grateful for. I'm just trying to get out of this rock bottom. But like a lot of times, and what finally got me out of rock bottom is like practicing that gratitude, like recognizing that I did have hands reaching out to me to get me out of rock bottom. I didn't have to climb my way out by myself. I thought I did. I thought I did for years. And so I cut people off because I thought I was going to drag them back down into the pit with me, but they were going to drag me up. So I have so much, I just have so much gratitude for the people in my life, because I know they say I saved myself, and I recognize that I did do a lot of hard work, but I don't believe I could be here today without my supports, including my wonderful mother.
There you go. Wow. Well, I really do appreciate how the personal sides of gratitude that you talked about. And I also believe this is the appropriate time to announce that we'll be doing a series together to talk about the journey of getting healthy. And but again, this time of year, we wanted to talk about gratitude, and the two of you, I mean, it just comes out of your skin. You can see it. You have a healthiness and a hope that I wish we could give to our clients as well here at the Starting Point. So I thank both of you, and I look forward to the next step of our series. But I want to wish you the best during the holidays and continued success in both of your recoveries. And I'm sure that everyone who walks away from this is going to want more, because I certainly do. So thank you, and we'll talk again soon. And thank you, audience, for being with us.